Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. Time for another Facebook Live. We are playing with the In Symmetry bundle tonight. So this is the card we're going to make. But before we get to that, I want to remind you about a sale that's going on. So the Designer Series paper, all of the non-specialty, so if it has any metallics in it, it's not included, or if it's glimmer or vellum or anything like that, it's not included. But it is on sale, and so I have some packs. I have almost all of them. The one that's is it the plant one? Bloom Where You're Planted, I don't have that one, but this is one of the Christmas ones. And so everything I'm showing you is on sale for $9.78. So this is really pretty. It's 6x6. Really nice Christmas. And if you saw my post earlier for the creative stampers, this was some of the paper and the stamp set that went with it. Really, really nice paper. I may have to get another one of those. So that's the 6x6. The peach paper, I've of course used some of all of these. Hey Betty, I'm going to scoot you up just a little bit so when I'm flipping through this, it's not just like right in your face. Again, I'm showing you the ones I've used, but this is the peach paper. Gorgeous paper. And pansy paper. We used it in class. We used this green plaid in class the other night, for not with the pansy card, but so it has some paper that you can cut out pansies with the dies. And then just some, like they do such a nice job of putting more generic paper on the back. More beautiful plaids, beautiful pansies, some stripes, some more plaids. That's the pansy paper. And then this has got to be one of the most beautiful sets of paper they've ever had. This is the hand pinned. I think it's called hand pinned. Yeah, hand pinned. And it goes with the hand pinned petals. Just beautiful, beautiful watercolor images. Aren't those gorgeous? That's on sale for $9.78, so you really can't beat it. I need to stock up on some. The sale goes through, I think it's August 4th. This is the, what is it called? In the Wild? Oh, I don't know. Must have my back paper in backwards. But it's the one that goes with the Wildcats bundle. So again, cats on one side. There's some plants, leopard prints, some flowers, just animal. I love this, all these leaves. I need to get this out and use it some more. Gorgeous. There was the name of it. Yes, In the Wild. And then we have this one. This is Beauty of the Earth. They really do such a wonderful job with all of their Designer Series paper. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful fall colors. So is that. Greens and blues on that one. Beautiful blue on the background. This one, I think I've used almost all of it. It had darker trees on the bottom, so I used those on cards. I think we used it in class. So I may have to get another set of that. I need to stock up on several of those. All right, and then the one that we're using tonight is the In Symmetry, and it is very bright and colorful. The paper is called Sweet Symmetry. And so I pulled these out so you could see them since we're using them tonight. So really bright, or not bright so much, but just busy flowers on one side. I love the colors in it. And then on the other side, I think that's my favorite. That's Misty Moonlight. And on the other side, not so busy patterns. More monochromatic. Well, it's got Flirty Flamingo, Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Bumblebee, and Misty Moonlight. I think those are the main colors in that paper. So it's really pretty too. All right, so what we're using tonight is this In Symmetry stamp set and the punch that goes with it, which punches out a couple of little leaves. So that's what we're using tonight to make this card. Excuse me. And then the other thing we're using, these have become my new favorite. Oh, I forgot to share this. One moment before we start creating. I forgot to go share this to the group in case somebody was looking there. I got so excited about the paper that was on sale that I forgot to do that. So let me do that real quick. Just in case somebody's looking in the group instead of here in this page. Hope everybody had a nice 4th of July. We had a fabulous weekend. There we go. Sam was here with his girlfriend, and Michael and Emily Ann brought Liam over, and we all grilled out, so it was really nice. All right, now we're shared. Now we can go. We can continue. So these are some new embossing folders, and I really love these. So it's checks and dots, it's called, and we're going to use the dots tonight. These are small enough to put in the small Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let me get the dots one out. But we are using them for a bigger piece of paper, and because we have to kind of turn it, I can't use that machine with this tonight. So let's do that first so we can kind of get that out of the way. And as usual, I will put all the dimensions on my blog after this. And I'm putting this card here so I remember to tell you who won that card from last week. So I won't forget, because I often forget that. But I'll put all the dimensions on my blog after I'm done here. And then next week, somebody will get to win this card. I'll draw for this card. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment, just because it works better. Let's see if I can move you up just a little bit more. And so since I'm doing embossing, open up and it's not one of the thick or the 3D embossing folders, then you just use your base plate, one of your plastic plates, put it in your embossing, put the cardstock in your embossing folder, and they have lines now, so you can line them up straight. So all I did was I lined it up like that and put it through. So run that through once. And then I usually try and turn my plates every time. These ones are getting pretty warped. Then you can just, let me see if I can show you how I did this. I kind of took the last row and lined it up on top of that. And now it's going to be too big to put through that way, so I have to put it through this way, which is why I have to use the big machine. I can't use the little one. Now, if you're using a piece of paper that isn't any wider than the embossing folder, then you can use the mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Okay. So now we have dots. Isn't that cute? All right. Let's get this out of our way now. Bring our paper back. And let's do our stamping next. So I'm going to bring you down a little bit closer again, now that we're not flipping paper or embossing. So I have a piece of basic white, and this time I'm going to do, I barely had room for my sentiment on the bottom of this. So this time I'm going to do my sentiment first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do my flower. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. That's what I decided I was going to do. So I'm using Calypso Coral in this little flower, and we're going to put him up a little bit more towards the top. Because when I started making this, I didn't know I wanted to put a sentiment at the bottom. All right, then we won't put our sentiment yet. We'll hold on to our Calypso Coral. We'll need it in a minute. And now we will get Just Jade, because that is the green that's in this paper, and the little stem. And we're just going to put that coming out of the bottom of the flower like that. Set these out of the way. And then we'll get our little leaves. And these are together, so they're really easy to put on this stem. So we'll do a set like that. And then another set. And now we'll take, done with that. Close that up before I make a mess. Now we'll take our Calypso Coral again. And do our Hey Friend at the bottom here. There we go. All right, now we are done stamping. So we're going to put that aside. Put our embossed piece on our, so I've got a piece of Night of Navy, that's the blue that's in there. And I had a piece that already had something cut out of the middle of it, but it doesn't matter because this is going on a card, so no one will know. But because it's embossed, I'm going to use my green glue, and I have to be careful and go around the outside. Otherwise, I will be gluing it to my paper. So, remind myself, just around the outside. And I could do a little bit on the bottom. All right. So this just has a thin border all the way around. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do this. Well, this will be a little bit different than that one. I forgot. I did the Designer Series paper on just the Calypso Coral, but it doesn't matter. This will work. All right. So these are just 1-inch strips of the Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to lay them kind of where I want them. That one to go across there. And we might as well scoot that down and save as much of it as we can. And I want it to go from corner to corner. And then I want them to go, you know, so that the flowers are pointing up. And so what I did, because I don't know where on the strip to put glue, I just figured out where I was going to put that strip. And I just put glue on the card. Make sure that goes off the edge a little bit. So we'll do this, and then we will let it dry for just a few minutes while we do something else. So this one's going to go down the middle. Again, I want it to go off the edge. And then this one's going to go about there. And I purposely put the less busy one in the center. All right, we're going to let that sit for a minute. Let those get good and stuck before we start cutting it apart. I'm going to set it over there. So let's do our little leaves. So I'm just going to take the punch. Oops. And I'll just look on the back to make sure, yep, that I'm not going to. And this one, I find it easier to set it down and punch it. So now we have 2 little leaves. And I want to try, they have it so that you could do a border. So I want to try that because this will show you where to put it to continue. So you just, I mean, this one I didn't, but if you were if this was a longer piece, I don't know if you can see that or not. There you can kind of see. See, I'm lining it up there. And then if you had a long piece, you could punch a border out all the way. So I need to try that. I haven't tried that yet. All right, so let's put this. I have a piece of Just Jade. And since I have my green glue, you can tell I already was doing something on the back of this. That's what I love about our cardstock. Whoop, this way. So we're going to put that on our Just Jade. And then I just took these and then just put a little bit of glue on the ends of them. Kind of laid them the way I wanted them. And took my flower and did that. All right. I'll let that sit for a minute. All right, let's cut these. So once they're good and stuck, you just turn it over. Let's cut these long ones off first. Get them out of our way. And you just cut, see if you can see, just along the card base. That's it. You don't cut the card base. This one I just cut. You can see there's a little bit of glue. That's why I'm using these. These are my sticky scissors. I don't mind using them with glue. I don't use my good Stampin' Up! Ones if there's glue. Okay. Whoops. And then if you find that you need to put a little bit more glue under the ends, you can do that. All right. Now those bigger pieces I will save because I can use them on another card. The little ones will probably go in the trash. All right, so now we have just this nice card front with that fun paper on it. Let's see, that don't seem to be coming up too much. I've got a little bit of glue there. All right, now we're ready to put this on our card base. And so I've got a piece of thick basic white. Use my bone folder. And I'll just put this down flat with some green glue. So it's got a nice border around it. I think I like it better over just the coral. It seems a little more finished that way. So whoever wins this, I'll give you this one. Unless you tell me you'd rather have that one. But I think it looks a little bit better framed with that just going to the coral. All right, and then this, whoop, I just put on with a couple of dimensionals. I think I put 4 on, so 1 in each corner, and I kind of did it over the ends of those little leaves, just to keep them anchored a little bit more. With that green glue, they won't go anywhere, but no one hurts. Oop, didn't want to come off my finger. And then you just put this in the middle. And because we have that more, not as busy one, the blue little leaves show up well. And then I decided that it needed a little bit of bling. You know, in the middle of that flower, you need something. So I took the opal rounds, which I love to add to things. And I did take the smaller one. And I just put it right in the middle of the flower. There we go. So there you go. There's our card that we made tonight. Okay, And again, everybody that comments on this video before next Wednesday will be in the drawing for this. Don't forget about the Designer Series paper sale that's going on. And then last week we made this card with the spiral die stamp set and the Wildcats stamp set. And the winner of this from last week is Susie. So Susie, I will get this in the mail to you. Congratulations. I'll put your name on the back of it so I don't forget. All right, well, thank you, ladies, for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Good night.